Welcome to episode 201 of Awkwardly Awesome Podcast. We crawled up the mountain with Awkwardly Awesome Podcast to episode 200, and now we're on 201. And you'll hear later why I'm talking about crawling up the mountain. And you're in for a treat. My guest is phenomenal, has a great sense of humor, has so many experiences, and has a amazing story of resilience. But we won't tell you that till later in the program. So stay tuned for me to tell you more about our guest. But first,
today's guest, Phillip Gintowt.
well, welcome back to Awkwardly Awesome Podcast. The name of this episode is The Thriver. Let me tell you about our guest. He came to my way by an enthusiastic referral, which sounded something like this. I know someone who would be perfect for your podcast. He's amazing. He's chosen to be that way despite enduring some absolutely harrowing health challenges. Phillip Gintowt, or as it was said in the intro, or Phil, as he is known to his friends, had a grapefruit-sized tumor growing inside his head, undetected. Can you imagine? Until it created a situation that required emergency brain surgery. Well, some of us wonder how we in those we love may respond in the face of unexpected life-altering change. Phil knows. His family knows. Without further ado, please welcome to the Awkwardly Awesome Virtual Studios this amazing man.
Jason.
Hey, Phil, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. So I'm thinking about the Olympics because it's been going on as we're recording this, and you were in Paris at one point in your life.
Yeah.
I've never been. What do you love about Paris? Or what do you love?
I just like the European people. The French are amazing, though probably the most welcoming, as long as you're not mean to them. Like, you just got to be respectful. It's a different language. So I was over there for 9/11, and my whole take on a 9/11 is different than everyone else's. I was playing football or soccer, and we had a game, and I scored like a couple goals, and I had a couple assists, and I come home, and my mom's crying, and just I didn't understand the gravity of the situation until a couple days later, and all the players. We had a game the next day, and there was a moment of silence, and I was the only American, so it was really, I was crying, just like when you hear your national anthem. I was crying, and it was a touching moment, something that I definitely think a lot about.
Wow, what a story. What a powerful. It was such a hard time.
It was. But, we like anything, you make it out. You keep crawling up that mountain.
And how did you come to be the only American playing on a soccer team in France?
This was like before I knew anyone at my bilingual school. So I kind of just, there was a park and there was signups for soccer, and I just signed up, and I didn't know how to read French. My dad did, so he just signed me up, and I just said je ne parle no français, which means I can't speak French, and that was all I knew. And like any good guy, the curse words from any foreign language. So there was a lot of cursing at me, but I picked it up pretty quickly.
So you were living in France. I was thinking
I
you
was
took
for a
a
year.
trip.
Yeah, I was for a year. So I was at fifth grade. It was going in my fifth grade. So I went to a bilingual school. John Malkovich's kid went to my school. An international soccer player, Frank LeBoeuf, his son went to my school. There was like Italians there. There was people from Spain. So it was a nice melting pot. Not to be corny, but a nice melting pot of different people and different cultures that taught me different languages and different cultures. So I got brought into friend, his dad was living at the consulate. He was Spanish, from Spain. So he brought me to like a dinner, and that was cool. So I had papaya.
In the Spanish consulate.
Yeah, he was like a Spanish consulate, and like this was before social media, and so thankfully, as a 10-year-old, so all the trouble that a 10-year-old could get into. So it was good. It was a good life has always been good to me.
So this begs the question: how did your family come to be living in France for a year?
So I moved around 7 times in my life, and my dad's had different jobs, and each job he brings us over, and so we rented at fourth grade. I think it was like when school was out. He brought us, sat us all down, my 2 sisters, and was like, "Hey, how you guys feel about living in France?" And I was like, "Okay, bring it on, another challenge."
You just right away
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
like, okay, bring it on.
Just like California, living out in California for what is it, since '08, and there's been a lot of challenges, been a lot of good things and bad things, but ultimately California is set my second home, and the people have been great out here. It took me a while, but I finally have found the Philly Phil California version, like a California burrito,
so i- if my dad has sat me down the summer of 4th grade and said, "Hey, guess what? We're going to France. You're leaving all your friends. You're leaving your family. You're leaving the school. I don't think my reaction would have been, okay, bring it on."
You're
Can
right.
you describe more where the attitude comes from?
Yeah, absolutely. The attitude always comes from, there's always a positive. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And it's your mind that really needs to be sharp and needs to take on challenges and not be afraid of challenges. Because if you stay put in somewhere, how are you going to grow? Right? How are you going to accept another challenge in life if you don't have that first challenge presented in front of you? So, yes, I knew. I was going to France. Yes, I knew I was going to miss my friends. Did I know it was only going to be a year? No, but it's things like those on not thinkables, but like you just trust. You just trust your family. You just trust that they're not going to put you in danger. You're going to be safe, and yes, you're going to go into a country that they don't speak English, and if they do, they speak minimal English. But I had an opportunity to travel. Went to Italy, went to Spain, went to London, went to travel all around France. Have a bunch of stories. I truly admire the French people welcoming me and my family with open arms. And it's just one of those things that, as a recently 34 years old, which 35 next year, we're just going to be scary. Is one of those things.
I just turned 49, Philly, so you don't have to.
I'm not calling you old, Jason. I'm not saying the old one. I'm not calling you an old man at all. I'm not smirking, laughing at you either. But yeah, it's one of those things that I had a great life. I always think of the positive and always try to walk on with a smile in my heart.
So, getting back to your dad sitting you down, at that moment, you didn't know how long you would be in France, right?
Correct.
Am I gay? Like, you didn't know if you would spend your teenage years in France?
I knew. Yeah, I knew that I wouldn't be spending all my life. I knew because I have two sisters, one 3 years younger and one 6 years younger than me. So I know that they would have to be going into middle school as well, and I guess I'd be starting middle school. I don't know when California starts middle school, but Philadelphia, they start middle school at 6th grade. So I had ample time before the parent, my family had to make a decision what to do. A good thing is we rented our house out for a year, so we didn't sell it. So that was good. I was still in touch with my friends. I think we went back for Christmas, and I was able to see my friends and family and in the neighborhood, and it's one of those. I'm sorry. I don't know to think about if I would had to stay more than. I guess I would have been okay with it. I don't know what negative there would have been. What missing being in school in Europe and would have been on the French soccer team. That's not a bad plan.
So you said you recently went back to see your friends. Do you mean you went back to Philadelphia? Or?
So when I was living in France, we went back for Christmas.
Back then.
But I'm trying to make East Coast trip back to Philadelphia, to New York, Jersey. I kind of want to go to the Jersey Shore in the summertime, and that's a whole nother podcast episode of how grateful I am to the city of Philadelphia and the East Coast people. As you say, I'm Philly Phil, and the Philadelphians have treated me like one of my own. When I go back, if I'm on Instagram and I'd make a 10-second video of the Kings coming home, it's free reign. It's, I don't have to pay for a meal. I don't have to, pay for a drink. People take me to bars and people show me around. And I brought my two friends for an Eagles Broncos game one year, and they had a good time. So if anyone wants to, come visit me and come with me to Philadelphia, they're more than welcome. But it's always a good time. Jason, you're more than welcome, man. I know that me and you would have a lot of fun in Philadelphia. A lot of fun.
Tell me, I mean, we have a lot to cover, but just tell me a little bit more about what you love about Philadelphia.
Just the people, just this people, the sports, the food, the culture, just um, you can jerk around more in Philadelphia. There's less of a filter. You know when they say something. You know, you can.
Like people can say a
I
lot.
don't know. I don't know how to put it in like simple words, but it's like Goodfellas. It's like, are you calling me a clown? You know, yeah. You call no, I'm not. But you know, funny how you know. No, he's a big boy. Tell him how he says it. But no, it's those type of things that I miss Philadelphia. But I know where the home, I know where home is, and I'm happy right now in California. Um, I mean, when I move out, Philadelphia is probably number 2 on the map to move back.
What was number one?
I really like where you live right now.
What?
Yeah,
You really like Sioux Falls, South Dakota?
I do. I do like South Dakota. I like the snow. I like cold. I like cold. Anything 32 below, sign me up.
Anything what people love?
What?
So you like winter, you like
I love
cold.
fall. I love fall. I love winter. I like spring. I like summer. Yes, I can avoid the humidity back in Philadelphia, but um, yeah, just sign me up. You know, I can be like the guy from Yellowstone on a horse, not like Putin with his shirt off, but you know, I can be shirtless on a horse.
Tell me more about where you get your great sense of humor.
I'm a big '80s movie comedy guy. So Animal House, Caddyshack, um, geez, Blues Brothers,
Oh yeah.
um, not Three Amigos, but like Blazing Saddle. You know,
Mm.
I know that movie wouldn't do well right now, but Blazing Saddle, like Plane Chase Automobiles,
Oh
and
yeah.
I think, um, and I poke fun of myself, um, too when I say this, but I only have half brain, so like there's little filter that I already have, and having you know half my brain taken out, I don't have anything, so sometimes it comes out great, sometimes it doesn't, and I just hope with a smile, it like everyone knows I'm joking.
Since you brought up the the half the brain thing, so tell me a little bit about what it was like leading up to the point where you realized you had a grapefruit size thing inside your head.
Yeah, having that, when was it? I didn't notice till like 2010 when I was a chef at my second cousin's restaurant as a prep cook, line cook, and I was getting these gnarly headaches, like blacking out headaches. And
So where were you in Philadelphia at this point?
no, I was living in California. I went to culinary school,
Oh
so I
wow.
thought like the guest you had me before, you kind of I didn't know what I wanted to do. I kind of went one way and kind of adjusted and went where I am now. But I went to
Like so many people do, you went one way and then adjusted.
yeah. So I didn't go to college. I went to vocational school in Philadelphia, and then when we moved out here, there wasn't a vocational school, so I did regular education at a public school, and then I got a scholarship for the culinary school, and then the culinary school. My second cousin he was GM at this restaurant called Black Salt, and I had a great time at Black Salt. But in between some shifts, I had these massive pounding headaches, or
Oh,
I would have a
oh.
Coors Light, and
You would have what?
I would have a Coors Light, just one beer, and I would like black out. I would be already drunk, so I knew something was wrong with me. It wasn't until breakfast with my parents that I spilled a whole bunch of coffee down my shirt. There was some others, some speech impediment, like when I would fall asleep for like 3 hours at midday. And did I know semi? But like anything, it's not about me. I try to toughen it out. I try to, like, unless it's like something unless there's something serious is happening, which it is. I should ask for help. More of the story is I need to take care of myself, and if obviously now, because I got MRIs every 6 months and checkups, but I let people know how I'm doing, and if my balance is off, which I'm going to the gym, try and get that summer body, even though we're halfway done the summer, I'm still not there. Which is funny. So yeah, I just, if my balance is off, if I'm tired, if I sleep during the day again, if something happens, I now know that I gotta ask for help. And I think that's the big thing. I think that's a big change, has been asking for help and being an advocate for myself, because I'm not strong enough to ask for help. I think asking for help is a weakness, and I thought, when I asked, now I know that I actually need it, but before it was kind of, I was scared to ask for help.
How has asking for help? How has your perspective on asking for help changed?
Just being blind in one eye, just knowing if I have food on my mouth, and on my right side, having food on my mouth and I can't feel it, someone lets me know, or like if I and people are gonna mess with me when I say this, but since I'm blind in one eye and I'm deaf in one ear, people, and this drives me crazy, and I get mad at this, Jason. So if I see you in public, and if you say Phil, 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 and you fall away and I can't see you, I will literally spin around like a dog until I'm dizzy. I'm like, just stop, just like come up and see me, because like, I don't know where you're coming from. So like when I sit at bars and there's like people that I don't want to talk to, I just put them on my right side. And you can talk to me all you want, buddy.
So back to the morning. Back to the morning you were talking about. Suddenly, there's coffee spilling down your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
What happened next?
My dad had a very father-son talk to me in the car about, we need to get this figured out, because he thought, like most people, when you spill something, either it's intentional. So he was like, we need to get your MRI, and thankfully, with all my friends that I have so many of them, I made the call and started emailing doctors that I knew and people, like, hey, and then I think it was after Christmas, and I had an MRI and I got the test back, and the MRI showed the great size tumor, and so I was ready. I was ready for this thing, like any other challenge, but half of me was, oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. And you don't want to ever think you're gonna die. But if you are gonna die, you take a moment and you think about your life, right? So that we talked about France, we talked about Philadelphia, what makes Philadelphia great, what makes France great, like all the memories in between. And if I was gonna go out, that up to that point was the best point of my life because I did everything that I wanted to and so much more. I met people who I would not normally talk to. I experienced things in my life. Like I went to England. I went to, I toured all around France. I was bilingual in French and English when I came back. How many people can say they're bilingual? Well, a lot of people now. But like back then, you kind of, I never wanted to take life for granted. I always wanted to face a new challenge. I wanted to press on. I wanted to, and what I still am striving for is trying to make myself proud. Because so many people like yourself, you say you're proud of me. People who meet me, they're proud of me, what I went through. But there's the slope is slowly going uphill of hard work, and I'm starting to become proud of myself. And I had a moment on my birthday that I cried for like 5 minutes, and I was like, I'm actually proud of myself, man. Like, you actually are doing it. So.
You said two absolutely profound things there. The first, like when you were faced with the unknown of possibly dying, instead of focusing on the fear of the unknown and not wanting to die, and why me, you send your energy towards the life you lived, and you felt gratitude towards that.
I do, and I still do. At any point, this thing can come back, and if it comes back, I'm ready. But if it takes me, it takes me. I know people are gonna cry. I know there's gonna be a TV special of Phil. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna tell a bunch of stories about me, good and bad. But at the end of the day, what I want people to remember me always smiling, always making them laugh, being Philly Phil. And I haven't made enough people realize that we don't need our phones. We don't need social media. We don't need whatever it's going on in life. All we need is each other. All we need is talking. And, it was so fun. I'm on Instagram, sure, but I get bored after like 2 minutes. I need to be outside. I need to talk. I need to talk to someone. So, I often talk to a random, unless like I know that they don't want to talk to me, I will go up to someone and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm not hitting on you. I'm just saying hi. How you doing? Or who's your team?
So who's your team is a great question for a lot of people, because a lot of people have a team, and
Yeah.
you can talk about teams then.
Yeah. I'm Philadelphia's they're very sports knowledgeable. So Phillies, Eagles, big Phillies and Eagles guy. Soccer, English Premier League. I'm a Chelsea guy. I love college football, so not really like a team. but my mom went to Penn State, so I'm a Penn State fan. My dad went to Duke, so I'm a Duke college basketball guy. I'm not really a big hockey guy. I gave up on the Flyers when went to like 5 Stanley Cups, and we traded everyone to the LA Kings, and they won the cup the next year, so that was brutal.
Oh, that sounds awful. I didn't know that.
It is. It
Sounds really
is.
awful.
It is, Jason. Thank you for feeling my pain, buddy. Appreciate it.
The thing you said that I want to, yeah, I mean, you're saying things constantly that I want to come back to.
Yeah, go ahead.
But the last thing, you said you had a moment where you realized fairly recently that you were proud of yourself.
Yeah, I am. So I recently started working at a daylighting company called Solitube, and they do natural daylight and skylights and whole house fans. And I've been there 2 months, and everyone there is super nice to me. And I got myself an e-bike, which I do wear a helmet, by the way. Can't have
I'm
the
really
can't have the brain
glad
get messed
helmets
up.
are good.
Yeah, now can't have the brain messed up. So I mean, I'm doing that. I'm biking to work. I'm going to the gym at 45 Poinsettia down the street. Been going there for about almost 500 classes. My balance is pretty good. My right hand, it's pretty good. I can lift like 33 pounds with both hands. I'm getting strong. I mean, I'm just kind of proud of my life that I have a career job that I always wanted, a big boy job of a corporate setting, 9 to 5, and well, obviously not 5 because we had this podcast, but 9 to like 3. So just, and everyone at my work is great at me. It's always like, "Good morning, Phil. How you doing?" They got me a cake for my birthday, signed the card. They like really made me feel special, and doing that is always something that when you make me feel special, it always makes me love you more. Which that's one of the ways to my heart is making like it shouldn't be about me, but when you make it about me, at the right function, I'm all about it.
It feels wonderful to be acknowledged and feel special. It really does. I'm with you on that. And I'm thinking more about this concept of really owning, hey, I'm proud of myself. How many people, including me sometimes, we're always waiting for the next big accomplishment. Then we'll feel happy with ourselves.
Yeah,
But it gets to be just a constant marathon without really finding joy in who we are.
it is, and like me and you said, it's I'm always striving for the next big thing, right? So like I'm gonna get bored in like a year and a half, and like what's next? I gotta move out. I gotta leave California, or I don't know, I gotta travel. I gotta go to Australia, Hawaii, or something like that. But now I finally realized that I gotta be content in the moment and not focus on the future.
Along this journey, you've accomplished a lot, including writing a book.
Yeah.
Will you tell us some about crawling up the mountain?
Yeah, absolutely. Crawling Up the Mountain is a autobiography, self-published, self-edit that I did. I kind of wanted perspective of others to kind of know what I was going through, my family and friends. And I thought, why not just write a book? There's a lot of jokes in there. There's a lot of typos. If you know how I talk, you should be just fine. But if you don't get my humor, if you don't get the jokes, I'm sorry. That's not my intention. But at the same time, you're lost. So that was a bad way to say it. But yeah, it's I'm out also in the process of writing Crawling Up the Mountain 2. And when I become 90, I'm gonna write crawling at I'm at the top of the hill of the mountain. Not 60, 90.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. That helps a
You're
lot.
welcome.
You could have even said like 101 for extra credit points, but we're getting there. Thank you.
Yeah, we could add that part. 101. There it is.
It's so refreshing, like in amongst writers, and I guess amongst humans, so many of us have this thing about trying to pretend we're perfect and have it all together, but you're just like flat out, oh, the book's like I talk. There's a lot of typos in the book, and when someone like you actually owns that, it's almost makes a reader more curious to buy the book, which is on Amazon, by the way, and see the typos. What is it about just owning who we are that's so attractive?
By the way, the book's only $4.99 too. I made sure that it was like I didn't get any royalty from it. But
it's $499.
No, $4.99.
Oh,
yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, that's stupid money. But I think just owning that I'm not perfect, right? Like I'm not Channing Tatum, Ryan Gosling, Bill Gates. I'm just a regular guy that's trying to find his way in life, and me owning my faults. I try too hard sometimes too. I am awfully hyper. I can never turn it off, the energy level. And when I do turn it off, I'm just a miserable person because I'm just, like if no one talks to me for more than, 2 minutes, I'm just like, okay, like I'm bored. I will find someone else. I'm like Doug from Up, Jason.
You're like who?
Doug from Up, the dog.
Oh, the dog from Up.
Yeah, I'm like Doug from Up. But yeah, so I know that my imperfections are attractive, and thank you for saying that. I don't know the right response because no one has ever said that my faults are awesome. I mean, it kind of makes me awesomely awkward a little bit. Just, kind of, awesome, just knowing that I'm not, being someone's role model is hard. And there's been many people that acknowledge or call me their role models. And I don't know how to act. I don't know how to accept that. I don't know how to internalize it, especially when my best friend has a kid, and he's actually his wife's gonna have another kid, not him, but his wife.
Not him.
Not him. Yeah, not him. Yeah.
Thanks for
no, you don't get me in trouble with that one. No. I know what you did on that one.
I would have woken up at 3 in the morning and gone, how's a guy having a kid? What? What?
Yeah, I would have got a text from you, Phil. We need to talk. This isn't happening. But so he has a son. He's gonna have another son, but his son already looks up to me. Like my mom's one of 12, so I have many cousins. But some of the cousins, the young cousins, look up to me. And when I worked at the Boys and Girls Club, there would be kids that looked up to me, and I don't know how to accept that. Like when they're bringing me by the hand to meet the mom and dad, like this is Phil, he's the best. Like I don't know how to internalize that. The only way I know is by making a joke. Like I'm not the best. Like I'm not supposed to be someone's role model. I'm not supposed to be the next, Michael Jordan. If there's a poster of me hanging in someone's bedroom, like I'm just like, you need a better role model. That's all I can think of.
On the other hand, like you're grateful for so much in life. You could just be grateful. Wow, these kids look up to me, and adults look up to me as a role model. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's a double-edged sword. I don't want to say old. I'm not old. I'm so young. So being young, you're welcome. Being young, I don't want to be, saying I'm not. You need someone else, but I should be thankful. That's what I'm now knowing, that I now know how to take a compliment. I now know how to, when someone tells me I'm great, I'm like, thank you. You're also great. I see so many great qualities in you.
So you were 27, right?
27.
So if you met someone, or say a family called you up and said, Phil, will you please come to the hospital? Son just found out he has a huge tumor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I'm curious, what would you say to this person in the hospital who's just gotten this news?
Depends. Right. So like there's two parts. There's the part one is the family, and part two is where I'm going to tell him who's going through it. So the family.
How brilliant that you said there's two parts.
Right. So
because we're not islands unto ourselves. There's a family. So continue.
So no, I'm. This is going to be a long-winded answer. As many answers I have. So the family, I'm just going to be like, hey, let me see the can I please see the MRI? Just look at it for a sec, compare notes. Like this was mine. You're going to be okay. Like you're going to go day by day. He's going to have moments where he doesn't want to talk to you. He might just shut you off completely, or he may want you there all the time. Just whatever he wants, deal with it. Just accept it. Tell him you love him. Just don't make him scared. Just be there for him. And so then, to whoever's going through it, that is when I'm gonna sit down, go Dr. Phil, and be like, hey, bud, listen, you got a whole team out there who loves you. You're gonna be okay. You probably have the best doctors. You probably have a bigger tumor than I did. So well done. You beat me. You gotta make it light, but also know that he's not alone.
Well done. You beat me.
Know that he's not alone in this. He's not alone. If someone is going through some type of brain tumor, or going through some mental health thing, they can always reach out to me. They can always DM me. They can always whatever. I'm there. I'm there to talk. I'm the shoulder to cry on. I'm a, they need a joke. I will think of a nice joke that doesn't ruffle too many feathers, hopefully. But knowing that the family and him are the same person too, and knowing that I gotta be as authentic to both of them as possible. I'm going to be more authentic to who's going through it because I went through it on my own. And what I did and what my best friend did to me, it was he called me. And I'm thankful of having a friend like him that was calling me every day. I had many friends that visited me in the hospital. I had like 21 one day and I was dead tired. I was tired. Like visiting hours started at 10 and my last guest ended at 6. And I went to bed at 7, and they had to do a test on me for like blood work or whatever at like 1 a.m. I'm like tired. It's one of those things that once you go through something, I hate saying it, but once you go through something horrible or through something like trauma, depends on what it is, right? It makes you a better person, and you appreciate life, but you also appreciate what you do on your own life. And no matter what, people shouldn't be treating you differently because sure, I look semi-normal, but if I take off my glasses, you can see my one eye going, you can hear the way I talk sometimes, but like I don't listen to my own self. I don't let other people take my what's wrong with me into account. I don't listen to the naysayers. You can't, right? Because if you listen to all the negative, where you gonna be? Gonna be down by the river in a van somewhere, like Chris Foley said. Yeah, that's what Chris Foley said. But no, like you gotta fully embrace all your challenges, all your mishaps, and really try to be the best you can be. And hopefully he will have a better life than I will. Hopefully he will become the next president or the CEO of Apple. Because the phones need to get better because the batteries keep dying. But you know what I mean?
Oh, the phones need to, but while the battery works, the phones are pretty cool.
Yeah, the phones are cool.
So this is a side note, but sometimes I think, speaking of visiting someone in the hospital, sometimes I think that can bring up some stress for people. Like, what do I talk to someone about in the hospital? Or will it be awkward or things like that? What would you say to encourage people to go visit people in the hospital?
They're just like you and me. They're just normal people. They're just going through a hard time. And they're your friend, or if they're a loved one or whatever, you gotta make it. That's what a definition of friend is going to someone's aid when they need you the most. And I mean, my goal is when I become super successful, not achieving, not looking out to the ceiling, but I kind of want to create a foundation. I kind of want to do charity work and kind of want to help people that have brain tumors and kind of coach them through it.
So tell me more about what kind of foundation do you want to create? Like,
I haven't really sat down and like thought about it. I mean, I dabbled with the idea, but like a foundation of just, you know, having resources to people that have tumor, make sure they get the best help. If it's operable, if it's, you know, constant MRIs, constant, you know, making sure, you know, they get help, or they get treatment, raising money such as like golfing events that I play golf a lot, you know, watch parties. I don't know. I mean, I, I thought about calling it the Phil Factor, um, Half Brain Society.
The Phil Factor what?
Half Brain Society. So I mean, like that would just be thinking. Oh, I wasn't thinking, but I was thinking.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Where the name brings up, how will you incorporate humor into a foundation like this?
I always feel like people smiling is the best way to break barriers, right? And
Mm, mm,
you know, I wanted. I like how you're a motivational speaker. I've seen your TED talks, and they're awesome. And you're my new favorite motivational speaker. Before that was Tony Robbins. I really like Tony Robbins, but I like your motivational speaks a lot better. I'm not just saying it because I'm on your podcast either. But um, I think humor brings us all at the same level, no matter where we are
mm,
in
mm,
life. I feel humor gives us a chance of forgetting about things. You know, what's going on in the world or whatever we got going on in life. I often, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but you know the minions, the little despicable me people,
yeah,
the
yeah,
little,
yeah.
yeah, I watch the minions sometimes, and I just put that on for like an hour and then just laugh. Cause it's stupid, but it's funny. It's funny. It's just great. So
And spending an hour laughing, speaking of being grateful for things, how awesome that there are the minions that inspire you to laugh for an hour. How fun is that?
it's great. The one eye on one eye, it's perfect. Like I could be a minion, but I'm white, so I can't be a minion.
Maybe you could be the first
white,
minion of your type.
white minion. What's my name? Bob.
Maybe. Um.
No,
So tell me more about what you love about walking. We almost got done with the show without me asking you about walking, which would have been a shame.
walking.
Yeah, you like going for walks,
I
right?
do. I do. I know.
What do you love about that?
I love it. It's great. It's like my day. It's like my dating profile. Oh my god. I like long walks on the beach. No, but no, it gives me zen. So I sometimes put in headphones and I walk like 10 miles, and I just, you know, will listen to Awesomely Awkward, or I will listen to my playlist that I have, and will walk and, you know, just appreciate. I like people watching too. People watching is great. I know it's creepy, but it's so much fun. It is so much fun. Have you done it, Jason?
Yeah, I love people. Yeah, I watch people.
You,
Yeah.
I mean, next time you go out, people watch for like 15 minutes and just mimic what people are saying. If they're on the phones and they're not close by, but they're like 100 yards away from you, you could have so much fun. Just like, oh my gosh. But no, I really enjoy walking. Before my e-bike, um, I would walk back from work, walk back from work, and I would walk to like Encinitas, get my hair cut. I will walk to like the store. I just like appreciate walking. It's good.
Did you say some days you walk 10 miles?
I do. I love it. It's great. I mean, what else do I have to do? Like, unless you don't have anything to do, you can walk anywhere. You can stop by a little cafe, have a sandwich, keep walking. You know,
So why is walking better to you than like watching TV or playing a video game?
just the sun, just basking in the sun and kind of like think. I think a lot when I'm on my walk and try to perfect my humor and what jokes fly, what jokes don't. You know, I think about like when did I last walk? Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. I went on like a 6 mile walk. I was thinking
Wow.
about the universe and UFOs.
Wow.
Yeah, like out of nowhere. I was like, okay, like maybe they do exist. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then I was thinking about like how cool would it be if you were if you lived in the dark zone in the Pacific Ocean, right? Like how cool would that be? Because like you're one of a kind. Like you're not getting hunted. Well, hopefully not. But hopefully you're not getting like hunted. You're not getting fish out there because like all the fish are on the like upper level. So like you can just be chilling down there. I mean, I just think randomly. My mind goes a million miles per minute. And when I go on a walk, it calms me down.
So the living in the deep in the ocean thing, I don't know. I think I will want oxygen after a few minutes.
Yeah, after a few minutes, you're fine. But like the one fish with the little lamp, he's kind of cool. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's like a squid that has lights all over him. I was watching last weekend tonight had like something about like something about deep sea. And so I was doing some chores and I just saw all the ocean animals on that dog part. I was like, oh, those are sick. Those are cool, man.
It's amazing.
I'm a weird guy. That's why I'm single. I'm a weird dude.
What do you love about being single?
I kind of like I know besides the freedom and not saying you're right, honey. The I don't know. I don't. But it's just like it just if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. I'm okay. I'm okay being single for the rest of my life. But you know, if there's someone that wants to date me or wants to get to know me, sure. But I'm not like looking. You know, well, not me personally, but I'm not gonna pop out like 5 kids. You know,
Okay.
you know, like
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
It happens, but I'm not, you know, I'm not actively looking. Let's just say it like that. I'm not actively looking for one.
Okay. Cool. So last question I ask all my guests is what does doing your imperfect best mean to you? Doing your imperfect best.
I think that's what I've been living, my imperfect best. I think my whole life has been imperfect best. I haven't the thing not trying, right? I think just being you, being your true self, and knowing your limitations and knowing what being okay with your mistakes as long as you know they don't become a habit, but sometimes it does.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, it's been great having you on, Phil. Anything you want to leave whoever's viewing this with?
Yeah, sure. So don't buy the book. It's only $4.99.
It's on
It's
Amazon.
on Amazon. You can, if you need help with, if you or a loved one are dealing with brain issues, please follow me, PhillyPhil718 on Instagram. You can always DM me if you need help. And this has been fun. I don't know what else to say. That was like, was I supposed to plug something? The book. I plugged the book. Okay.
Yeah. You did a good book plug. A very good book
that
plug.
was awful.
Well. Thank you so much for being on
Thanks, Jason.
Phil.
I had fun. I hope I made you laugh, and I hope I made everyone else laugh.
You made us laugh. You made us think. You inspired us. You challenged us. You have a great combination of things you give people with. You tell amazing stories. It's really a winning combination.
Thank
And
you,
you're
Jason.
kind.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks, Jason.
I'm just noticing how bright that light is. I'm accustomed to doing these during the day, and at night and towards the evening when it's cloudy out, the light's a lot brighter. Note to self. Wasn't Phil inspiring? I mean, just like in fourth grade, his dad takes him aside. We're going to France, and Phil was like, okay, bring it on. What would it be like to do that in more areas of our life? To accept what is happening quicker and think of how to turn it into a positive and be more joyful about it and be more humorous about it. I'm not saying it's easy, but it can be challenging sometimes, but also what a great chance to find inspiration and joy and be of service to so many people. Well, thanks for tuning into this episode of Awkwardly Awesome Podcast. Please comment if that brings you joy. I love reading comments and tune in next week for another great awkwardly awesome podcast guest. Until then, take care. You're the best. And as Philip would say,